Hello champions. So in the series of learning basic Python, today we are going to start learning from the range. So what the range is, let's suppose if I want the series of numbers like let's suppose I'm saying I want the series from 0, 1, 2 and 3, or the series of number it can be like I'm saying it is 1, 2 and it will go up to 10. So how we are going to produce these numbers? So we can generate this number manually, or we can use the range method which is built in the Python. So let's suppose if I say print a range for me, and then I'm giving the range up to 4, and if I print it, what it is doing, it is saying me, okay, now here's a range from 0 to 4. So what is 0 and what is 4? When I'm saying I want the range up to 4, why it is giving me these two different numbers like the 0 and the 4? So basically the range is a class, and it take two parameters. So the first parameter is the starting point. So this is the starting point from where range will be start taking numbers. Then the second one is the ending position. Now here is the concept. If you are not giving any starting point, by default it will take 0. Or if you are giving any number, let's suppose a 1, it will start the range by 1. Now whatever your number is at the position of the ending number, it will always subtract it by 1. So in our case, because it is 4, so it will produce the number 3. But we don't see the 3 in here. Why we are not able to see 3 in here? This is because I'm just saying show me the range. In here at the line number 4, I'm simply saying show me the range. I am not asking to display the series of number those are produced in the range. So how I can do it? For that I will use for loop, and simply I am going to run it. So when I am going to say that okay, please print the range, now see what it do. This is from the line number 4, and now this is the series of the range that this is the series of number that is produced by the range method from 0 to 3. So if I want 1 to 10, if I say 10, what it is going to do for me? 0 to 9. I want 1 to 10. So if I want 1 to 10, starting is 1, ending is 11, and in this case, come on dude, why you're freezing? Okay, leave it. So now it is producing 1 to 10. This is how the range works. Is there a way if you want to store the range into any number? Let me try. So what if I say there is a like L is equal to range, and the range is from 0 to 9, and if I just want to print it, oh, okay, I'm not printing, my mistake. And now I'm saying simply run it. Okay, so now it is saying there is a range as we see in here, range 0 to 4. It is the same thing, but we want to store the series of numbers. We don't want to store the entire range package. So how we are going to do it? We can do it. If I say I want a list, so now it is, now L is the type list variable. Actually it is a compound variable, it is a container which is carrying all the numbers of 0 to 9. If you want to see the type of L, we can also see it. So this is the way. So now, because we are already familiar with the list, how the list work, list is the mutable, list is storing all the numbers index wise, so we can access it. So this is the way we can not only produce a series of numbers, but we can also store it in any variable in the way of list. So how now for loop is going to run? So the for loop will say, let's say if I say in L and I am saying print R. So it is working again in the same way. So let me clean up my screen and then we will come back again to carry forward it. So now let's begin with the concept of enumeration. So what basically enumeration is? Enumeration is when we are printing in here any list of item apart from whether the values are integer, floating, or anything it is. If we are printing it and we want index value of it, or we want to provide any series of number, so how we will do it? Let's check it out how we will do it. So here we are having the list of the range. I just want to modify it. I don't want the list of the range, rather than, because we know list is a kind of array, but it is not an array. So we can store the different types of values inside the list. So here I'm beginning with my name, then I'm taking any floating number. This is not my age. Now here is the character, and after the character, that's my salary. Okay, so this is the list and I just want to print it out. So if I say simply print it, so it is printing all the values, all the items, those are in the list. But I want to also generate the series of numbers side by side with it, like the indexing of it. How I will do it? I cannot do it manually because I don't know what the numbers are in the list. Yes, we can do it with the use of length method, but I don't want to use the length method in here. So what I will do, I will say, okay, let me work on it and to figure it. So how we will do it? It's quite simple. First, what we have to do, we will say I'm having another variable which is I, or it can be anything you want to write in here. And for enumeration, I will say I want to use a function or a method which is enumerate, and it will generate the series of number according to the values or up to the length of the values inside the list. And I'm saying okay, just go like this, and okay, and now print it. So now notice in here 0 is the index of the first value, 1 for the second for the third, and third for the fourth one, and it is printing it like this. So what if I don't want to start my enumeration values from 0, I want to start it from 1? So I will say now it is easy because I know by default it is taking from 0, so I can simply say +1, and if I now add it, now here it is. And this is a very useful feature because when you are developing a website and you are using the Python, like the Django framework of the Python as a backend, and you want to display the series of values on your website, because now it is totally at the backend side, so you don't know what is the range of values or how many values are coming up, or maybe because you are generating totally dynamic values, so sometimes you are also taking it from the user, so you don't know what will be the range of the data it will be. So enumeration is very useful and helpful in it. I want to do more tasks into it. I want to say run the for loop and do everything, but if, now it is the if condition. We will further discuss the if condition later on in the later videos, but for up to here we just want to discuss break, and to discuss the break we are taking the advantage of if condition. So I want to say if there is the value where r is equal to 55.9, just say I want this, and if I'm running it, see now what it is doing. The time it catch the value, which is the floating value, which is 55.9. so when the variable r is containing the value of 559, which is the desired value, it will also say I want this, which is inside the if condition. Now what if I want to stop my for loop in the middle of any program or middle of any finding? Let's suppose instead of these values, I'm saying, okay, here I'm having the range, and the range is that much so long, and I don't want to run entire range of it because it is useless for me. I just want whenever my range it meet it is at 5, I want to say stop it, and here I will use break. So what the break will do, when if condition it will become true, like the value of the r variable is equal to 5, it will print this function. It will print stop it. I don't need it, I just want to display that we are inside the if condition, and right away it will break it. Break it will not break if condition. If condition only runs for once, but it is the for loop which is going to iterate again and again until all the values inside the L variable, which is the list of the range, which is so long, so until it will get to the end of it, it will keep on running again and again. So what the break will do, as soon as it will get the value 5, so it will say first 0, then it will say 1, then it will say 2, then it will say 3, then it will say 4, then it will say 5. So when your if condition, it will see, okay, now the value is 5, so it will print this line, and right away it will break it. So break will stop your for loop and it will take the exit. Let me see. Okay, so what it is saying in here now, it is saying the line number 2, it's having some problem in the line number 2. Maybe it is because of I am writing on the screen, maybe it is creating some issues in the VS Code. So let me erase it, everything. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, let me do it. Okay, go fast, go fast, go fast. Okay, fine. And now I am saying I want to print it. I hope I won't have any further error. It is saying memory error. Okay, now it is saying memory error. This is because the range is way too much for it. Okay, now see. So once it is at the point of the 5, it is breaking it. So this is the use of break. So in today's video we learn the range, we know the list, for loop we also familiar of it, enumeration, if condition, and the break. In the next videos we will further discuss if condition, functions, dictionaries, and more very important topics of the Python. Till then, take care.